Do the things that other people won't. Show up early, stay late, come in on Sunday when nobody's here, hammer that phone, catch the calls that nobody's here to catch. Then you will guarantee your success. So what is it going to take to get 5 transactions? So you've got to break it down and get micro. And so on average, and you can look at your work now, like you can see all the appointments that you set that turned into deals. How many calls, how many conversations did it take to get to those transactions? And Ben, you're at a high level now. Like, you know, if you make calls all day long, you're successful in setting sometimes 3 to 5 appointments a day. But in order to get to those 3 to 5 appointments a day, you have to have probably upwards of 60 to 80 phone calls, which would lead to upwards of 80 to maybe 25 conversations. And of those 20 to 25 conversations, you're successful in setting 3 to 5 appointments. Of those 3 to 5 appointments, probably 1 out of 3 or 1 out of 5 is actually going to turn into a pre-approval. Out of that 1 pre-approval, it could still take 3 or 4 pre-approvals to get that deal and to actually close that deal. So break that down. You know, write those numbers down. I have to make 80 phone calls. I have to have 20 conversations. I have to set 3 appointments, and I have to get 1 pre-approval out of those appointments. And then it also boils down to the agent that you're working with. You have a high probability with Claudia. You have a high probability with Jean, Larry, Christine. Those are our best 4 agents. So make sure that you're aligning yourself with them. Make sure that those leads are going to them that have the highest probability of closing those leads, and build relationships with the other agents because they'll be there eventually, okay? And so if you're not hitting those numbers, is, hey, I made 60 calls today, but I only had 5 conversations because I got a lot of voice messages and I got a lot of, hang-ups, then I need to make 100 calls. I need to stay until I make those calls. It's kind of like what Darren was talking about today. Like, if you really, it's all about how bad you want it. You know, like if you had like a family member that was going to die if you didn't, make the money for their hospital bill, you would be here like 2 hours early. You would make calls throughout your lunch break. You wouldn't even eat lunch, or you'd grab something to go. You'd show up early coming back from your lunch break, and you'd stay till 8 or 9 o'clock hammering that phone until you had those 5 appointments a day because somebody that you care about, life depended on it. That boils down to how bad you want it, And so, but you already have the metrics there because you've been doing this for 6 months. And so now you have a license. You've had a license for about a month. You've got a couple deals going. You've got a couple pre-approvals. You're doing okay. But I would say if you want to guarantee success, then do the things that other people won't. Show up early, stay late, come in on Sunday when nobody's here, hammer that phone, catch the calls that nobody's here to catch. Then you will guarantee your success. That's what I did. That's the reason I'm here. That's the reason I've accomplished anything I've accomplished, is because I did everything that nobody else was willing to do. During holidays, during evenings, while most people were, spending time with their families, I was busting my butt, And during one of the worst markets in the history of the United States, I was thriving. And so that would be my recommendation if you want to guarantee your success. It boils down to calls made, conversations had, pre-approvals set, the agents that you're working with, and then you'll have the deals closed. You're already on a metric for success, but you've got to really, at this point, to guarantee your success. Like if you just did it now, you would be okay in a year or so. You'd probably be at that 4 to 5 transaction a month in a year or so. If you want it sooner, you got to do extraordinary effort to get there sooner. And then it will be even more. If you put in that extraordinary effort now, the minute that you hit that momentum phase, you don't have to worry about 4 or 5 deals a month. You can be looking at 10 or 12. Because most people are going to coast. Most people are going to do the bare minimum. We've already seen that. Okay, you've seen that with some of your peers here. They show up right when they have to show up. They leave right when they have to leave. They make the bare minimum amount of calls, and they have the bare minimum amount of, conversations and appointments. If you want to be extraordinary, do things that everybody isn't willing to do.